Out with Rico and Karla is about to go live online. Catch select moments of All Out hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun. Mid-mornings on the Monster. Streaming video on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, or twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Karla Aguas. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Hey,
Well,
what's up?
good morning. You're back, everybody. We are back. We are
Oh.
online yet again. We are, of course, on air as well. You can hear the song in the background, and you already know who we've got on the show. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Listen,
Yeah.
I am not like a pageant addict type of person. Rico knows this. But whenever we have a winner from a pageant that I just feel like is a genuinely nice person, like I end up stalking them to no end. And this lady is one of them. I just think, aside from the fact that she's super beautiful and really talented, she's like a genuinely nice person, which you don't
True.
get a lot, especially in the industry that she's in, right? So, I mean, I'm so excited. Rico, you got to introduce her in the most Miss Universe way possible. Bust out that voice, bro. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, live today here on All Out, please welcome the 2018 Miss Universe and the forever our Miss Universe, the one and only Catriona Gray.
Hey guys! Wow, next yung intro, ha?
Oh, hi, how are you?
Thank you for
Be
joining
shaking.
us.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
God.
Gotta get that going. But how are you? How are you, Catriona? How's everything going?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Hi to everyone who's watching online and on radio. I'm coming live from Australia. I'm here seeing my parents for the first time since the pandemic happened. So I'm very, very happy to be able to have this time with them. You know, only child problems. It's been really exciting also because I've just released a single, R.Y.F, and it's just really wonderful. It's Pride Month, so all of that pride, standing up, speaking out, it just seems like it happened at the perfect time.
I think it's beautiful. I mean, there are no accidents in life. I believe that everything is divinely planned, of course. And to have you here with this song at such an important time, I mean, that's just so wonderful. I love the fact that you went all the way to Australia to be with your parents. I mean, before we get into your music, how was that? Like, finally seeing them after over a year. Did you guys just cry for like the whole day? Like,
Honestly.
how was it?
It was such a stressful experience leading up to it because, like so many other families, like we were trying so many times to reconnect, to reunite, and flights kept getting canceled. And of course, my dad's older, so I didn't want him to be the one traveling. I wanted to travel to him, and between work commitments and changing schedules and the flight schedules always changing and getting all the application and everything, it was so stressful. And then finally, I found myself on the plane after having how many canceled flights, and I just was a little bit like incredulous, like, oh my gosh, I'm actually on the way to see my parents. And my parents were very close knit. We're like the three musketeers because I'm an only child, and we're very, very close. So this time has been really strenuous for us. And finally, I got to Australia, but then I had 15 days of quarantine between me and seeing them. So I was alone in a hotel room for 15 days straight, which I tell you is a test. And then finally getting out, I wore my mask the whole time because obviously, you know, in Manila, it's our everyday life. You cannot go outside without having some type of face covering and face shield and everything. And the first time I took off my mask in a public place was when I was face to face with my parents, and we were all just buckets of tears. Like, I don't know, it was. I think anyone watching would be like, it must have looked really emotional, but like, yeah, it was a really tender moment for us as a family, and we were just all so shocked to finally be at that moment after how many months of wishing and waiting and praying. So.
I mean, can you imagine? Can you take note that she actually brought a face shield to Australia.
I did.
And we're so
Oh,
sorry. How did
it's so ingrained in us now. Oh dear.
right? How did they react when you were wearing a face shield? How did your parents react? Like, what are you wearing? You know, what did they
Honestly,
say
when
to
you
you?
fly out of the Philippines and you go to any transit like country or to the destination country and you're wearing a face shield, people are like, because no one else uses them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
traveled to
true.
Colombia last year. I went via Istanbul and then through Singapore for this trip, and no one's using them. So everyone kind of just looks at you like they're half expecting you to also have a hazmat suit or something. Because it looks like that another level of protection that not everyone is doing. So, but it was the oddest feeling, can I tell you, walking outside for the first time and seeing everyone without a mask and seeing kids going to school. I must have looked like a crazy person, just like staring at everyone, because it was honestly the weirdest feeling. It was like freedom. It
Yeah.
was like life pre-COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say Australia is actually one of the countries that you can say is quote unquote normal because you guys, everything there is okay. Like people are walking around, they
Yeah.
don't have masks on, they're hanging out, they're going surfing and shopping and eating out, and it's just so nice to see that, at least one part of the world is
I
doing
know.
okay.
It's
True
funny.
that.
Oh man.
Like I've never found so much joy in going to the grocery center.
Oh, little things
And
that
you,
Oh
makes
my
you
God. Just
appreciate.
simple mundane stuff, that like pre-COVID you're like, oh, whatever. But like now it's like, oh my gosh, I can do all these
you can
Oh,
cough without judgment, right? You can just keep on coughing and
things.
nobody
People
will
like
judge you.
Rico.
reporting to like another plague. Yeah.
Oh.
That kind of thing. Now, here's an interesting question, Catriona, from Victoria. How was your quarantine, and how did you entertain yourself while you were in quarantine?
Hi, Victoria. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you, I prepared for this quarantine because I kept telling myself 15 days, 15 days in a room. Like, what am I possibly going to do? Right? Like, there's only so much Netflix, there's only so much YouTube.
Yes.
Right? And so I actually, I brought a Kumu stick. Not Kumu stick, Roku stick.
Roku,
A Roku
yeah.
stick that you plug into the TV so you have access to like Netflix on the hotel TV. So that was like a plus. And then it was Miss Universe season. So that was fun, like being a little pageant fan and just watching all the girls compete from the hotel room. And then other than that, I tried to like work out and because otherwise you're just sitting around. You're like sitting on the bed, sitting on the chair, sitting and eating, and the food gets delivered to your room 3 times a day, and you can't not eat it. It's here. I might as well.
I love her. I totally forgot. What did I say? Like a genuine person. I mean, okay, since we're on the topic of Miss Universe, Catriona, of course, you are. You are a Miss Universe. You are our Miss Universe. You belong to the world as well for Miss Universe. I mean, up to this day, people in the comments are still calling you Queen Cat. After all these years, are you used to it or is it still a little, wait, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. I won Miss Universe. How has that
Honestly,
been?
like I have to watch back the YouTube videos to remind myself that it all happened because I feel like the same person. Like I don't feel like I've had this big shift, this big growth spurt, I just feel like I'm still that same girl and I just went through a roller coaster ride, and it's so surreal sometimes that I really have to realize like, oh yeah, I was on that stage and yeah, I lived in New York because like, it's funny. When people come up to me, and they even come up to me here in Australia, Filipinos who, when they recognize me, and I'm so caught off guard because I have almost like these two different mindsets when I'm working. It's like I have the bubbly persona where I'm used to being around lots of different people. But when I'm like my normal self, I'm extremely quiet. So it's
Oh,
almost like when they come up and they're so excited, I'm kind of shocked, but then, it's just something I need to remind myself of. And you would think, why do you need to remind yourself of it when like, it's like your whole job really until now. But it was so surreal that I really, it's hard to really realize it.
aw.
Katrina, when you joined Miss Universe at that time, and then you were competing, we've noticed that you had a fierce approach. You know what I mean? Your approach is very different. It's like you formed an Avengers team to join
Yeah.
you, and you executed that turn. Can you walk us through with all those people watching you, and you're parading and you're walking through the catwalk, and you did that turn? Were you nervous? And you're like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Will I tumble?
That's true. Yeah.
What was that moment? You had that whole. Who were you thinking? Were you envisioning Kobe Bryant and his Mamba mentality? What was the mindset when you did that turn?
Oh my gosh. Can I just say off the bat though, I am so nervous of being in a swimsuit in front of people because all of my family and friends know I'm very conservative. It's not that I don't really have confidence in myself. I don't like not being covered up in front of people, let alone being in front of thousands of people and in motion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's a really nerve-wracking environment to be in. But of course, as you mentioned, like I put together my whole team and my little Avengers team. They really were like, I couldn't have done anything in my journey without them, without their guidance, their mentorship. So I prepared like my walk, I trained for it, and the slow-mo turn, that move that you just mentioned was one of them. That was one of the things in my arsenal. And I guess all of that planning and preparation allowed me to go out on stage and not have to overthink. So that would take away my nervousness. So when I was out there, I was just like, please don't trip. Walk. Don't forget what your face is doing and remember where the judges are. So it was a strange orientation that year because the stage was this huge long X. But the judges, instead of traditionally being in front of the stage, were actually situated on the side. So that turn was to be like, okay, judges are right here. Let me give you as much time to see me as possible.
I love it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's so smart. You know, Kat, close na, no? No, but,
Okay,
Kat, thank you, Kat. Okay, we're best buddies. Didn't you guys know? But
yeah.
you said it earlier, you're a bubbly girl. You're like this really quirky, like fun girl. You like to be, covered up, modest when you're around people. Did you have an alternate, like an alter ego coming into Miss Universe? Because we saw two different sides, You've been in showbiz as well. Like, you're a public figure here in the Philippines even before Miss Universe. So people saw you as like, oh, Catriona, so sweet, so kind. And then you come into Miss Universe and it's like, who is this person? Like, wow, right? So did you come in with like a Sasha Fierce? Like, did you have a name for her? And were you like, yes, this is her time to shine?
Yeah, I definitely have a Sasha Fierce. I mean, but I think as a performer, you kind of have that because I don't think anyone on stage is really who they are behind closed doors. You have to come into a certain kind of stride, a certain kind of persona where it is more giving, it's more outward, like, so it's my being on stage or even at the events in Miss Universe, it was very much that, like, my personality is still very much the same. And I am like quite shy and I'm quite quiet, but when I'm given the opportunity, like I really make effort to outwardly project. So I that be in my job of being a really chatty Kathy, or that's what they call it, chatty Kathy, to be really like outward giving and extroverted. But I'm really an introvert sa totoong lang. But when I'm on stage also, that outward projection of confidence is again like a Sasha Fierce because I don't walk down the street like that.
You should. You should, girl. Just walk into the supermarket. just picking up my mail. Like loading gas.
Can you just imagine now? Catriona, when it comes to the question and answer portion, so after they ask the question, do you guys do you do the whole 5-second pause? Did you get nervous? Or, after they throw the question?
I was so nervous, especially my top 5 question. I was asked about the legalization of marijuana. And, like as a Filipina, to answer a question related to drugs, that's really a scary situation to be in because obviously as a country, we're not very forward thinking when it comes to marijuana and its medical uses and any type of drug, really. So as a Filipina being asked that question, I also represent my country. So it was a very difficult position to be in. So in my mind, I was like, okay, the less I say, the better. So I actually said only 2 lines. And of course, now you're talking to me, and I talk so much. So obviously, I went back to my position, and I was just thinking, oh my God, did I say enough? Like, because my top 5 were incredibly like high caliber too. So it was a competition. I never once felt like, oh yeah, I've got this in the bag. Like, absolutely not. So and then the second round of Q&A rolled around, and any Q&A, honestly, situation is a nerve-wracking one, because to give like props to beauty queens, the position that they're put in, they're given these questions that sometimes world leaders can't even answer, let alone in the span of 30 seconds with a timer. You know what I mean? And standing and trying to keep grace under pressure. Like, it's such a hard situation to be in that you'll never really know until you experience it yourself. But I guess in my final Q&A, I just went with what the first thing was in my head, like, what is the core of what I'm trying to say? And I blurted. I didn't even think, okay, this is the structure. This is how I'm going to end it. And then I'm going to smile. Like, it was just like, okay, the most that I can say to redeem my top 5, this is what I'm going to do. So literally at the end of my final Q&A, I was like, thank you. Because I ran out of
Oh, I love that. But I mean, obviously, it all worked out. Like, you won. It was an incredible time, not just for you and your family, but for the country. And you know, Catriona, it's been a couple of years since that, but you always spoke about how music was really one of your loves, one of your first loves, one of your great loves. You even did that in Miss Universe, like you spoke about. And I just think it's so incredible that life after Miss Universe, you are continuing to pursue your love, right? Which is, of course, music. We're playing R.Y.F right now on air for those who are tuning in. I mean, was that something that you intentionally wanted to do? Like, I'm going to finish my reign. I'll help out here and there in the coming years, but music is going to be my main focus. Was that in your game plan?
I mean, honestly, funnily enough, music has been something that I even wanted to pursue when I was younger, like 19, 20 years old. But just things happened in my personal life with supporting my family. It just always kept getting like pushed to the side. So I would do small gigs here and there and try to grow as much in music as I possibly could. But I never thought that I was given the opportunity or the platform to really explore it in a way that I really wanted to. And then, of course, my focus got redirected when I was involved in volunteering and in my community work. And then that led me into pageantry. And of course, music was a thread through all of that, but it never was given the spotlight. And then after my reign, I got really excited because, of course, the next kind of thing that I wanted to explore was music, but with all of my focus, where in the past it was more of like a fraction of my focus. But then, of course, the pandemic happened, which is so funny because R.Y.F, we actually recorded it in February of 2020, and it was supposed to release last year. But
oh my gosh!
Like so many things, you know, it just got delayed, and you know, that's fine. Like we mentioned earlier, I really feel there's a perfect timing for everything, and things always happen for a reason. And the message is still as relevant today as it would have been last year because people are still going through their own hardships. There's a lot of things that are still happening in our community and around the world. And I just feel like the message of R.Y.F is really one of, you know, calling people to action and calling people to stand up for someone, for something. And I just feel like it's ever more so relevant today. So I feel like at the end of the day, it all happened for a reason.
You know, R.Y.F could be a song that could be used for a boxer or a fighter going in the ring. You know what I mean? Like that could be our eye of the tiger. That kind of thing.
It's true. It's true.
You know, and we all are in need of that anthem. You know what I mean? But who wrote the song? Do you have a co-producer with you, or you wrote it all by yourself?
No, I did not write this song. Jonathan Manalo and Trisha Denise actually penned the lyrics and the song. But actually, the lyrics are based off of what I actually said during my journey in Miss Universe. So even though I'm not a co-writer, I guess I inspired the lyrics. So it was actually the story behind how R.Y.F came to be. It was actually presented to me when I was reigning Miss Universe, and it was presented to Miss Universe organization because they are my exclusive management when you win. And they just felt that it wasn't the right avenue for me or to give it to me as a project. So it actually got bypassed through me, and I was so sad because I was like, but music, you know? Because it happened in February of 2019, and I had just won in December, so it was very early on in my reign. So I was just like, something in music, that would be fantastic, right? Because I brought my first single into my Miss Universe journey, We're in This Together, which was all about gaining awareness for young focus. And then here came this anthemic song about my whole journey in Miss Universe, and I love the message of it. And I just wasn't given the opportunity to do it myself at that point in time. So I was a little bit sad about that. I first heard it being performed at my homecoming concert. It was performed amazingly by KZ and Critico, and they did such an amazing job in giving life to this song. And I just thought at that point, like, oh, it was just, it's beautiful now. I just missed my opportunity, and maybe that's just how it was meant to be. But it so happened that I was also given the opportunity to interpret it my own way, which is why in my version, I've tweaked some of the lyrics because I just felt like it fit better what I was trying to say in the song. So I tried to give my own sort of interpretation of it. And it's been really fulfilling that I've actually been given the opportunity to give my voice to it.
It's beautiful.
She
really
rapped on it. Carla, she rapped on the new version. It's going to drop.
And there's an explicit cut, an R18 cut of it. No, but Catriona, it's so wonderful because, there are people who sing, and then it's like, oh yeah, you're a celebrity, you sing, okay, you really sing, like you're just so incredibly talented, and I think that's so unfair. Like, you're beautiful already, and then you can sing pa. Sana all. But I mean, with just how powerful this song is and how you were able to tweak it into what you wanted it to be message wise, do you think this is how you're going to go about your music moving forward? Like, when you help write songs or when you're presented songs, are you going to be choosing them based off of like your gut instinct, or does it always have to be relevant? Or are you also going to have fun and try out, maybe some cuter songs or like some fun songs, like
Katy Perry stuff,
right? How do you see your plan music wise?
Well, the thing is, as an artist, I'm completely different again. It's like another facet of myself. And I'm a storyteller. All through my journey of pageantry and my charity work, I've always found so much joy in telling people's stories and telling my own story. And I would want to interweave that also into my own music. So to come in as a songwriter is something that I'm really planning on doing, and to be able to really give my personal experiences or people who I know experiences, or just, stories that I can interpret into a message through a song, because I just think that's the power of music. Like, it allows us to convey an emotion, an experience, and allows us to not feel alone, or to know that, someone else went through that. And so it could be, I'm super open, and I'm sure it will be in the future, like love songs or even like fun songs. And it's a really exciting aspect to not really know what direction it's gonna go. But I am really driven by like my gut feel when it comes to music. I really love music that like tugs on the emotion. So I'm hoping that the music that I do put out later this year, that people will have the same sort of connection to it that I do, Sana.
I mean, is that going to be a full album? Because I remember when you won Miss Universe, and then everybody started sharing this video of you and inside a studio recording a song, and everybody was just like, "Yo, she's a legit singer. She went to school for this." And everybody, and I think the video got like over 9 million views, or up to now probably 15 million views or so. I mean, how did you feel about it with that video? I think it was Set Fire. Is it Set Fire to Your Rain? It's a cover. It's a cover recording.
That is an old video, though. That was from back in like 2012. I want to say. I think I was only 18. I still have my Australian accent and everything. But when it comes to creating music, I would love to put out an album because I'm a very visual person. So like, I would love to like also create beautiful videos and, artistic concepts to go with that, and with the storytelling hand in hand, and show a different side of me, because I know people up until now, even though it's 3 years later, still see me as the beauty queen, but I don't think I've really been able to share people who I am as an artist. So I would really love the album to reflect that. But I'm definitely taking my time with it, because like, just as we said, Kanina, there's like, yeah, there are people who sing, and then people who like have the publicity, I guess, and then are able to go into music but aren't necessarily what you would call like singers, or like people who focus only on singing. I feel a sort of pressure in the position that I'm in, because I know that so many of the opportunities I've been given are because I'm Miss Universe, and I feel all the more so that I need to prove myself and I need to earn my place in music. So I really am putting my heart into everything that I do in this arena, and I really hope that I can show people who Kat is as an artist and not just as the beauty queen.
Move over, Dua Lipa.
I
Catriona is
love,
on the
no,
way.
don't you love how amazingly she answered that question? Like, especially about the part that, there are people who they sing,
Yeah.
but it's not like they're focused. And it's like, oh, honey, there are people that sing that aren't good, okay? There are people with albums,
So
unfortunately.
true.
And it's like, number one, auto tune, great job. Number two, that ain't your voice. And number three, honey, just stick to your strengths, But yes,
Yeah.
we're very excited for what's in
We're
store
excited
for
for
us,
this.
care of
Thank
you.
you.
Catriona, I think, the future, there's a comment there. The future is so bright for you. And I think that's something that people are really excited to see. Now, we have something on the show that we like to call all out questions. And we just like to ask fun, random, not your typical, questions. So, Rico, do
Okay.
you want to go first?
Sure, Carla. That is a great. Catriona, when you won Miss Universe, the first thing you did the next day, upon waking up in the morning, what was the first
Yeah.
thing you did?
Well, honestly, I won at like 9 a.m. in the morning. So can I say what I did that day?
Yes. What did you do?
Because it was in Thailand, right? So it's a US telecast. So like we were up very early. We were up like from midnight onwards, and then I won at around 9 a.m. in the morning. And then I went straight to makeup touch up. We got pulled on stage, sponsored photos. I saw my parents for the first time, cried buckets, was swept away to the hotel where I did more sponsor photos, did a press con, and then I was allowed up into my hotel room. And then I was able to just sleep and have a bath and just kind of freak out on my own.
Aw.
And then they brought my parents up and we had dinner from room service at the hotel. And that's pretty much it. It wasn't anything crazy.
How is she so precious? Like, I just want to shrink you and keep you really close and just protect you. Like, I know you're a strong, independent woman, but I feel this sense. I just want to protect her. It's just too cute. Okay, you win Miss Universe. You have all these incredible opportunities. Who is one of the most famous people you ever met? Like Rico asked this to our guest earlier as well. Most famous person, like right off the bat, you were like, oh my God, like, hi, nice
I
to
just
meet
met
you.
you. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I met Heidi Klum at an Amphar event, which was really cool. And I saw
Wow.
all the Victoria's Secret models, but from afar, I didn't get to meet them. They were just like, oh, that's it, and that's that, and that. Oh, there's theirs. And I also met Alex Trebek before he passed, the host.
Oh my
gosh!
Wow.
I sat next to him at the NHL, which is the National Hockey League Awards, something like that. I didn't really know who he was at first because I didn't watch Jeopardy growing up. I never had that program, so. But one of the most memorable for me, of course, and I guess this is not necessarily considered in my reign, but just before when I met Neo backstage because he performed at Miss Universe, and I'm such a big fan. And he stood literally 2 steps in front of me as we were backstage, and I didn't know what to say.
Oh.
I didn't want to come out with, I'm such a big fan. I don't know. I was overthinking it, so I kept quiet, but I was just fangirling on the side. And then he said to all 3 of us, "Good luck." And I was like, "Thank you."
Neo said, "Closer." You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? I mean, okay, favorite food that not a lot of people know that it's your favorite food that you could forever
Yeah.
eat and binge on.
Oh no. I eat so much different food that I can binge on. jalapeno Cheetos, crunchy,
Yes.
and I'm gonna say watermelon.
Watermelon.
Wow. It's like both ends of the spectrum, health
Yeah.
and then a good time. You know, let me
Because
eat
like
some
food I can
watermelon.
eat for hours, right?
Yeah.
Because I like a lot of different food, but like, could I eat it for hours? Yeah.
Catriona, a song that puts you in such a good mood. Aside from, R.Y.F, a song that you can play it and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna dance in my room. I'm gonna be in the best mood. What song?
Oh, it's Sorry by Justin Bieber. It makes me ugly dance.
That's so random.
I know, but you know why it sticks out in my head? Because I remember before when I was with my mom, it always come in the radio and we were in the car, and I'd be doing my ugly dance because I'm a horrid dancer, like absolutely horrid. And my
Okay.
mom would just laugh at me and tell me I look so badoy, and she's like, "Where did you get your dance moves from?" And I'll just be dancing there. So yeah, that's a song that always makes me happy.
She's baduy. Ah,
a,
so God
a
is fair.
secret talent, or something
A
that
hidden
not a lot of
talent.
people know that you can do.
Oh my gosh. You get asked this question so much. I don't think there's something that no one knows anymore. I don't know. I don't know if you call it a talent, but I do have a tendency to sway in my accent a lot. Like when I'm here in Australia, I'm sounding Australian, and then when I'm in America, I sound American, and then when I'm in Philippines, I speak with a Filipino accent. Is that considered a talent? I don't know, but
I think that's a pretty good talent because then she adapts,
Yeah.
She
yeah,
gets
it
placed
is
in an
the talent.
environment and she's like, I will thrive. I will change my accent if I must. I love that, Catriona. I mean, that's just hilarious. Was there ever a point, post Miss Universe journey where you kind of name dropped yourself or you were kind of like, I mean, is this restaurant really full? But I'm Miss Universe.
Not my
Like,
crown.
can you just like give me a table? Come on, girl, don't lie. Was there ever a moment when you kind of used that, like, well, I'm Miss Universe 2018 or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. Because like I hate when I just won, I hated going out in public places. I just wasn't
Okay.
used to the recognition, like I feel like other celebrities have a more gradual build to fame than say a
Hmm.
VP does. Because literally it's like Philippines and it happens. It's just like you're there, you don't
Yeah.
have the gradual build. So me being like quite introverted and having a persona when it comes to doing my job, like when I'm on my off, like when I'm like my usual self, I'm not used to it. So I would never like going out. But I think I've used it maybe on holiday once to try and get an upgrade. I paid for it, but I try to get an upgrade because I'm also here. Like I don't want to be like I'm even convincing myself that I'm a big deal sometimes because I forget. Honestly, I just feel so ordinary and normal that it's just like I need to remind myself. But I'm also here to even ask for things like that. Oh, hello.
Aww, she's a little bean. I love her.
For those that are tuning in,
Ah.
we have Catriona Gray. She's joining us. Here's a good one. Do you have any advice? Because the people in the comment section would want Karla to run for Miss
Oh my
Universe.
God,
Do
no.
you have any advice for Karla?
Yes.
Yes, that's the advice.
Let's
Yeah.
change.
Oh,
Well, my
Catriona, if you only
advice
knew.
for Karla or any other aspiring Miss Universe contestant would be to one, know why you're going in that journey because let me tell you, it might not look like it on the surface, but it is a very demanding platform. One with social media, like so many people have so many things to say, and it can be so difficult to like be strong with all of the bashing and the criticism and the comments and everything. Like that in itself is really, really trying. So you kind of have to have your purpose for why you're there super secure in yourself. Like you need to be like, okay, all this is happening and all these challenges are happening, but I know why I'm here and I know why I'm working towards this, and that's just going to be my focus. And I guess you could apply that to anything that you really want to go after, because it may not be social media, but it may be like your friends or family telling you like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be an artist? Why would you want to be a nurse when, don't you know that this will happen to you? Like, there's so many people who will say things to put you down or discourage you, but I just feel like as long as you know why you're there, like, it needs to be a really secure reason, like, then you'll be okay. You'll be able to work towards that.
Taking
That's so
notes.
good.
Noted.
Yeah.
And,
Why, Rico, are you going to become a coach for aspiring beauty queens?
Yes.
Catriona, it's so beautiful what you said, that you have to know your purpose. And for you, like, moving forward, of course, you're still going to be associated with Miss Universe, but you are, of course, carving your own path. You're making your own journey towards wherever it is that you want to go. What is your plan? What is your purpose? And what are your goals moving forward?
Oh, well, I get so much fulfillment out of working with my different organizations. So when I won Miss Universe, my first organizations that I work with were Love Yourself and Young Focus, which is focusing on HIV, AIDS, and education. And then as a Miss Universe, I was really able to broaden all the groups that I work with. And today I'm an ambassador for culture and the arts, and I work with Smile Train and the Red Cross, and still with Young Focus. And so that's actually work that's not necessarily related to being a beauty queen title holder or to music, but it's just something that as a person, I really love doing. Like, I love being able to work within the community and try and do some good, because honestly, during the pandemic, one of the emotions that I struggled so deeply with was this sense of overwhelm and the sense of that I'm useless, like in a situation like this, like so much is happening, like what can I possibly do, like you feel so little. But my charity work and working with those groups really gave me like the feeling of, I'm able to do something, and that made me feel like, I wasn't so helpless after all. And so I would definitely want to continue doing that, working with different groups as the years go by, and of course pursue my music. I'm hoping to release original music that I've written by the end of this year, if there's no more delays.
Claiming it.
Thank you. And I would also love to go forward and put up my own business, because I just feel like I would love to be in a position to be able to give people work opportunities and be able to put people through school. And it kind of just, it kind of brings together all the things that I really love. And so, I guess in a far-off plan, I would love to have my own business and see myself doing that.
What kind of business would you get yourself into? Is it a nail salon? Is it a makeover place?
I was actually set to launch my jewelry business or accessory business. And then the pandemic happened. So I was like, okay, maybe this isn't good timing. Let me just put this on the back burner for a while. So that's definitely there, because all of my ear cuff and my hand cuff that I wore during my journey, I actually designed those. So I felt like, maybe I do have the opportunity to be able to design different pieces. And so that's something that I'll pursue. But other than that, I'm not necessarily sure yet. But I guess it'll just come, because you need to love what you're doing, right, to go through a business, because business is not a walk in the park. And I kind of just want to discover what is that I'm willing to go through the trenches for. I'm not sure.
I think her jewelry business would be so good, because when she wore that ear cuff, everyone was wearing an ear cuff. I wasn't one of them because budget constraints, but I mean, there are people who that would sell out like crazy. Kat, you mentioned like you're part of so many organizations. You're an ambassador for so many different causes. And, you work and you record songs and you guest and you do interviews. Do you have any time for yourself? And if you actually do, what do you love to do when you can actually take a day off or you have a couple of moments to yourself? What are some of your favorite things to do?
Oh, yeah. It's so funny. I'm one of those people that I feel guilty for taking time off. I don't know if there's any other people like that, but like I feel bad for not doing anything. Like I feel guilty. But this last year and a half has really given me the opportunity to slow down, and because work was just one after the other before that. And It's made me realize, how important family is and how important looking after yourself is and not letting yourself get burnt out at work, which someone like me has a tendency to do. But honestly, the thing that I love doing when I have time off work is either spending time with my family and friends. I love being with my dog. His name is Theo, and he is my baby.
Aw.
And I love playing video games.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah, it's a problem.
What do you play?
Yeah, what do you play?
The whole, the last year, I finished 2 Assassin's Creeds, Red Dead Redemption, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah.
Warzone?
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's not even like the cute games. I was expecting her to say something like, Animal Crossing and Sims. And she's just like, listen, I finished 2 Assassin's Creeds. Let's just talk about that
It's
for a
the
second.
longest
And I'm
game
just like,
ever also. So that just speaks to how many hours I've spent playing video games. And I'm not proud. I'm not endorsing it.
I love
But that's
her.
just what I did most of lockdown. So
Do you have
As
a
did the
do you, do
world.
you have an online account? Do you have a username that we would know you're going against you?
no, I don't. I don't even know if mine's public. Is that a setting? See, I'm not super techie. I just
play.
play
You just
games.
play.
What would be your
Oh.
username if given the chance you would join the Warzone tournaments? I mean, when you go online, if somebody texts you up there, what would be
I
your
don't
username?
know. It'd probably have meow or cat or kitty or something like that in it.
Can you just imagine?
I'm not creative like that.
Can you
Oh,
just
don't sell
imagine,
yourself
Karla?
short. She is
Yeah.
creative. I love it. Kat, we wish we could have you for longer, but we know you're also really busy. I mean, you're spending time with your family in Australia, which I think is great. Aside from, we're claiming it, you'll be releasing original music this year. What do your fans, your friends, your supporters have to look forward to from you? Like, what can you tease or, reveal today that we can look forward to? Reveal it. Do it.
I want to first thank everyone who's tuned in to join us today and spend a little bit of their day with us. Thank you so much. For the fans, I have a few projects coming up this year, and I can't yet reveal what they are because it's just the nature of the environment at the moment. I can't give a timeline on things, but I can definitely say things are working and things are being created, and they will be released when the time is right. But I just want to thank you all for your support. It means the world to me, and I will be coming home soon to the Philippines in a few weeks. So see you guys very soon.
Catriona, sounds like rhymes with your project that's up and coming. No, you can't reveal it, but you can
She
give us
can't
some tips.
reveal. Does
Right,
it
right.
start with the letter? How many syllables?
I know, because I mean, look at R.Y.F. for an example. If I had teased that last year, everyone would be like, "But where is it?"
That's true. That's true. Oh my gosh. I love
Before
it.
we let you go, Kat, we had a question. You look very, very happy. Do you have any advice, any love advice for people out there who are going through something? Do you have any? Please do share. It's your chance now.
Ooh, love advice. I just feel like it's so hard to find a relationship during this time. Like dating I feel like has gained a whole nother level of complexity because you can't just go out on dates anymore. It's all online, right? But I guess I'm not a great person for love advice either. I haven't dated a whole lot in my life. But I guess for the girls out there, since I'm a girl who can give advice, know your standards, but also don't try and look for a unicorn.
That's good
I have
advice.
so many friends that are they have these, and having standards is great, and having boundaries is great. It's healthy. It's encouraged, but looking for a unicorn just gives all the guys out there no shot. You know what I mean? So try and give the other person grace and try and get to know each other, and then try and work through things together. Because I think that the success in a relationship is okay, no, you're not perfect. and I'm not perfect, but we're gonna try and work towards progress together.
There you go.
That's all the
You know,
advice
she
I
makes
got.
she makes it sound so easy, but at the end of the day, we're
It's
not Catriona
difficult.
Gray. So it's like, I
difficult.
mean, the level that she's dating at, the men on her level are very
But
different to the men on other levels.
dating as a public figure is really difficult also. Because
Really?
like, how do you know how to trust people? Like, do you like me or do you just like me for my title or like, you know, my public status, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, how do you
Mm.
know when they have genuine affection for you?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
True.
Can't relate.
True.
Sorry. I
Gotcha.
can't relate.
I'm trying to encourage you. It doesn't get easy at any level. It's difficult
Yeah.
all
Mm.
around.
That's
Taking
true.
notes.
But
We learned so much. Catriona,
yeah,
thank you for today.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
it's been
Thank
such
you
a
guys for
pleasure.
having me. This has been
I mean,
fun.
Yeah.
we had so much fun. Invite everybody to request for
Yeah.
R.Y.F. here on the Monster. We are playing it right now. It is our background music. So go invite everyone.
Yes, to everyone who's watching, please continue your requests for R.Y.F. on Monster RX and also stream the song on all music digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. It is all available. I super appreciate all your guys' support, and do tweet me or comment at me what is your favorite line or lyric that speaks to you. I love reading comments like that and seeing how much you guys love the song. So thank you for all your love.
Wow. There you go.
We
Karla.
love you. We love you, Catriona. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you
Yeah.
for all of the amazing advice and just thank you for being so real and showing people that, you know, you can have a platform and still be kind and you can use that platform for good. So thank you. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
We wish you well. We know you're very happy in every aspect of your life. Plus, you're with your parents. So we're just really happy for you. You take care,
Thank
okay?
you.
Take care,
Yes, you
Catriona.
guys too. Thank you so much for having
All
me
right.
on the show. Please stay safe.
Don't forget to water your plant
Bye.
there. Take care.
It's dead, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's dried, Rico.
Yeah,
She found a
true.
hack. But yeah,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only Catriona
Catriona
Gray!
Gray. Bye. Oh my goodness, Karla
I feel
Agros.
like I feel like I drank a liter of coffee made from unicorn. Like, I feel like I can conquer the world and still be kind.
Dude,
feel
I
me?
mean, yeah, it's different when you are there to participate, and it's different when you're there to take it. You know, as the
know.
many different Miss Universe winners that we got with the crown, she went out there and got it, made it
I
happen.
know.
And that's fierce, yo. You know what I mean? And we learned so much from Catriona. Don't forget to request for her song, Raise Your Flag. And you know, as far as the unicorn thing, working to become a unicorn. That is
Try harder, bro. Try harder.
oh
But
my
yes,
goodness. But yeah, that was
what
cool.
a
That was
day,
awesome.
Rico. We hope you monsters enjoyed. Don't forget, you can, of course, share this video, share this live with your friends and family, fans of Catriona, people who need a little pep in their step, you know, a little joy on this Tuesday. Just send them this video because she truly is one of the nicest people that you wish only the best for. So, yeah, I mean, what a day. I'm ready to go home.
And she kept it real, always, as always. But there you
Yes,
have it,
she
ladies and
did.
gentlemen. For Facebook, for YouTube, for Twitch, she is Karla Aguas.
And he's Rico Robles live on
Exclusive interview.